You have put the time in, and now you're ready to move on. You deserve a happy retirement, but you will be missed. Before we get started, I do want to recognize our board members that are here tonight, and I'd like to recognize Mr. Chris Terry, Ms. Abby Thompson, Ms. Priscilla Ligon, and Mrs. Dawn Justice. So to our retirees, I want to thank you for your service. To the students and the families of Amherst County Public Schools. I asked that, for right now, we're going to recognize all retirees here in a few seconds anyway, but will all our retirees just stand up real quick so we can give you a round of applause. I also want to recognize their families for the support they've given throughout their career. So the families of our retirees, please stand. Again, without the mutual work there, I don't think our retirees would have made it the years they made it in the profession. And so we want to thank you for all the support you've given them over their years. Tonight we honor the careers of 16 educators who are retiring this year. Additionally, we are recognizing 4 educators who retired after last year's recognition ceremony. We have one retiree tonight with 49 years of service to Amherst County Public Schools. 49 years. That's longer than most of our teachers have been alive. That's Miss Nellie Harris. Miss Harris, would you please? In total, our retirees have accumulated roughly 456 years of service. Again, most people don't realize the impact a teacher, a bus driver, a custodian, a food service worker has on our school community. Regardless of your official title, you're all educators who play a vital role in the success of our schools, community, state, and nation. You should be commended for taking this on, so thank you. Throughout their careers, they have touched the lives of thousands of students. To put things into perspective, over a 30-year career, a secondary teacher will have taught between 3,000 and 4,000 students. A bus driver may have up to 60 students on a route, and they run 2 routes a day. So you look and think about how many that is. Over 30 years, that's over 3,600 students. An elementary, somebody works in the cafeteria of one of our schools, they serve meals to almost every student every day. So you figure there's almost 4,000 of our kids. So you figure how much that is every day over a 30 or 40-year career, how many meals they provided to our students. And it's not just the meals, it's not just the driving the kids to school, it's not just teaching the classroom. They have that direct contact with students, but they also, when you take into account the impact they've had on everybody else who works with them, it's not just the student contact, think about the mentoring of staff, the leading in the buildings, the sharing of experiences and that type of stuff with the staff in general, how much that has played into effect. But somebody that's been there 30, 40 years, you have a lot of experiences to share with people, and that's going to be dearly missed. It's impossible to quantify the full impact you have had on our students and our schools. And again, I just want to thank you for all you've done for us over your careers. And as I close my comments, I want to say to our retirees, I wish you all the best as you transition into the next stage of your life. I also want to let you know you're welcome to come back if you get bored. We probably can find something for you to do. You have devoted the majority of your adult lives to the service of our students, and you definitely deserve to have a happy and peaceful retirement. As I get older, and closer to my own retirement, I have sometimes get a little envious that y'all are at this point. I have a few more years to go, I hope. That's up to them over here. But again, I do want to thank everyone for being here this evening as we honor our retirees, and I hope you all have a great night. So thank you. Tonight we have our Manelson Middle School choral group here with us this evening, and they're going to perform for you. A little side note, they performed, the band and the chorus performed at King's Dominion this weekend and received all excellence in their performance. So And the chorus is led by Zuni Sugaris, and I think Miss Melanie Coleman will be on the keyboard this evening. So they're getting lined up now, so I'll turn it over to them. Thank you very much.
So this is the combined 6th, 7th, and 8th grade choir from Middleton Middle School. Today we will be singing Never Give Up by Rollo Dilworth. Then we'll also be singing Hold My Hand by Matt Huff. And then we'll finish the song with Adios by Carl Dickens.
If you have stress and just can't find rest, when life falls apart, give me your heart in harmony. We can find anything, never give up. You must believe, never give up. You can achieve, you can do it if you put your mind to it. Hold on, keep holding on. Lay your worries on me, I know we'll succeed. Never give up, don't you give up, never give up. When you are down and peace can't be found, when lost in the night, I'll be your light. Peace in our hands. We will sing and we'll dance. Never give up. You must believe, never give up. You can achieve, you can do it if you put your mind to it. Hold on, keep holding on. Lay your worries on me, I know we'll succeed. Never give up, don't you give up, never give up. Never give up, never give up, brother, never give up, sister, never. Never give up, never give up, never give up, never give up, brother, never give up, sister, never. Never give up, never give up, never give up, never give up, brother, never give up, sister, never give up. Never give up, never give up, never give up, never give up, brother, never give up, sister, never give up. Never give up, never give up, never give up. see that you're hurting. Why do you take so long to tell me you need me? I see that you're bleeding. You don't need to show me again. But if you decide to, I'll ride in this life with you. I won't let go till the end. So cry tonight, but don't you let go of my hand. You can cry every last tear. I won't leave till I understand. Promise me, just hold my hand. Raise your head, look into my wishful eyes. That fear that's inside you will lift, give it time. I can see everything you're blind to now. Your prayers will be answered. Let God whisper how to tell me you need me. I see that you're bleeding. You don't need to show me again. But if you decide to, I'll ride in this life with you. I won't let go till the end. So cry tonight, but don't you let go of my hand. You can cry every last tear. I won't leave till I understand. Promise me, just hold my hand. Hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand. I'll be right there, hold my hand. Hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand. I'll be right there, hold my hand. I know you're scared and your pain is imperfect, but don't you give up on yourself. I heard a story, a girl, she once told me that I would be happy again. Hold my hand. Hold my hand. Hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand. I heard from the heavens.
Say thank you to all of you again. You are amazing. It's always amazing to me to see the talent. I'm impressed by the talent, always amazed by the talent we have in the young people in our division. And thank you for those leading this group. And for you educators, it's nice to see all that you have poured into these young individuals each and every day, and the fruits of that tonight at our dinner. So thank you all again very much. One more round of applause. And now it's my distinct honor and privilege to do something very special, and that's going to be to release you in a moment to dinner, so you all can have time with each other for dinner this evening. Before I do that, Ms. Ligon, would you be able to lead us in prayer?
Need to learn to play that, what is it? Good. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Gallagher, to the great superintendent, to my fellow school board members, and to all the staff, and especially to all the retirees. Isn't this a wonderful time to be together? It's great, and I'm just going to bless the food. But before I do that, I just want to say, Lord, we thank you for these retirees. We thank you that you enabled them to do great service for us all these years. And we ask your blessing on their life as they go forward. And Lord, as we bow our heads, we ask you to bless this food that's been prepared for us by Sweet Briar College and their staff. And we thank you, Lord, for all those who prepared it and made the adjustment to our body. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Ms. Lake. And typically, I try to release people in waves, and I always start over here when I do that. So I have that tendency to start to my right. Tonight, I think with the crowd size we have, and with being able to go through on two sides, I'll just release everybody to go ahead and get a plate tonight. If we'd start over on the right side and go through and get your plates tonight and enjoy your dinner.
We have them all playing.
Take whatever, just work out long as you can cover it.
some other
The rest of our table is we're not going to duke it out.
Yep.
I told them, it's a long time they'll see me do that before they eat.
They were talking about.
Alrighty, here we go.
Really didn't want to fail. Type 1 out. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. Not again. Just depends on the day. Let's go.
Just a brief announcement for those that missed it. There is cake out front there in the lobby now. The dough is out there when you're going through, so do feel free to grab some cake if you haven't already. So now comes the time when we get to recognize our amazing retirees for all the work they have poured in the Amherst County Public Schools, to the students, the families, each other, our colleagues, and community over the course of the years, and for all their amazing and dedicated service to Amherst County Public Schools. So the way this will proceed this evening is I will call forward the retiree along with their presenter, and I would ask both of them to come forward to the podium where you see the rocking chair. And we'll ask the presenters to say a few words, and once you are done, you'll exit the stage and you'll see Mr. Terry and Dr. Wells over there for your picture after you've been recognized. So, if you turn the page, that would help right there. All right, first off this evening, from Amherst County High School, we have Miss Kathleen Ayal and Mr. Joey Crawford as the presenter.
I'll be on the front porch here in a couple weeks. Thank you, everybody. I just want to say congratulations to all of the retirees this evening. I do want to give a big special shout out to my TES family over there as well. Congratulations, Miss Peters, Miss Jones, and Miss Fleming. I've known Miss IL for a very long time. She was a teacher at Amherst County High School when I was a student there. And although I never really had her in class, all of my friends did. And when I came back to teach, I was on one of those carts, and we had too many teachers and not enough rooms in the building. And so I pushed my cart from class to class, and I don't know what I did to Mr. Quill that first year, but my classes were all over the place. And I got to share a classroom with Miss IL. And one thing that she said to me, I remember, and you probably don't remember this, but I was teaching world geography, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. And I was in there and I was giving it my best, and I just felt so defeated because kids weren't getting in, I had to learn it too, and it was just not a great setup. And the kids all left, and Miss IL came into the classroom, and her words were, you know, you just teach with so much energy, you just inspire me. And I was like, oh my God, like this woman she's one of the best teachers in the building, so I gotta be doing something right. So I've remembered those words all these years, 17 years later, and I just want you to know that you inspire me, that you for years have done such a great job. And I think that all of you probably know students and families that have met Ms. IL, and those students have been in your classes. And I said this to her in front of the faculty the other day. I don't think a single one of them would say that she didn't prepare them for that next level. So I think that means the world. So congratulations. And again, if you want to stay, you're more than welcome. Congratulations.
All right, thank you, Mr. Crawford. I didn't realize we were going to get confessions about our early career and how prepared we were this evening. That's good to know. I'll read off a few of our retirees who are not present this evening as well. So Mark Brodus, a child nutrition program assistant, who would be presented by Ms. Kimberly Klein, but is not here this evening. Ms. Vicki Hubbard, who retired last year, but after our event, special education teacher. Joey Crawford would be the presenter, but she's also not here this evening. We still honor her tonight. And Mr. John Motes, who is retiring this year as our drafting and architecture teacher, is also not in attendance. But we still thank those individuals for all their service. So the next person on our list is Ms. Dee Ackerman, child nutrition assistant, and Ms. Kimberly Klein to present.
I have the pleasure to present Ms. Dee Ackerman tonight. She began working in Amherst County Public Schools as a part-time child nutrition assistant at Amherst Middle, which quickly led to a full-time position, one that she's kept for the past 27 years. As you might imagine, she's a wealth of knowledge. She has participated in most of the initiatives and programs that we've undertaken in the past 27 years. She knows the most efficient way to carry out all of the kitchen processes and has helped train many substitutes and new staff members. She's even shared her wisdom with me whenever I come over to help when they're short-staffed, which I'm greatly appreciative for. We recently became involved with the Virginia Food for Virginia Kids cohort through the Department of Education, who also partners with the Chef Ann Foundation. This foundation was most impressed with the menus at Amherst Middle School, which in large part is due to Dee's hard work and dedication. She generally works behind the scenes, but she's an integral part of the kitchen at Amherst Middle and our child nutrition program. We wish her well in her retirement. I know you and Donna already have a lot of plans and projects in the works, but I also hope you find time for rest and relaxation. Thank you again, and congratulations. Thank you.
right, and Miss Klein doesn't get to go anywhere because our next honoree is Miss Donna Gunnels, Child Nutrition Program Manager. Ms. Gunnels.
Donna began her career as a part-time child nutrition assistant at Amherst Elementary School. When the manager at Amherst Middle retired, she became available and was asked to take on that role as well. So she has worked for us for a total of 28 years. Donna is also a wealth of knowledge. She has seen and done most everything related to child nutrition in those 28 years. Whenever I want to try out a new product or a program, I always reach out to Donna to test it out. I can always rely on her to give me an honest opinion on most every subject. If there was ever a pitfall, she would be the first one to find it. And she would also be the first one to find a solution to whatever problem was facing us. And as I stated before, our work with the Chef Ann Foundation, they were most impressed with the menus at Amherst Middle, and that is because of Donna's hard work and leadership that has brought them into fruition. She is a fierce supporter of all child nutrition programs. And I don't think I will ever hear a cowbell in the future that I don't think about her ringing it every day during 6th, 7th, and 8th grade lunch to let the students know it's time to come up and get ice cream. So thank you for all of your years of service. I'm thankful for you and Dee and for all the friendships you have formed and the legacy that you will leave. Congratulations again and best wishes.
We have a retiree from Emelon Elementary School who is not in attendance today, but we still honor Mary Kay Dorman, 5th grade teacher. From Amherst Elementary School today, we have Susan Bailey in attendance as our retiree, and we have Amanda Cassisi as presenter. Amanda.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight's a bittersweet moment as we celebrate the retirement of Mrs. Bailey. Mrs. Bailey has taught in Amherst County Public Schools for 22 years. She's been, I think, a 1st grade teacher, a 2nd grade teacher, a 3rd grade teacher, a 4th grade teacher, a 5th grade, 4th grade, 5th, or virtual 2nd. She's ping-ponged back and forth between grade levels countless times, but has never complained and has always done so with a smile. She is the epitome of flexibility. When I first met Mrs. Bailey during the 2020-21 school year, we were both working at the Amherst Remote Academy, and Mrs. Bailey was tapped by our principal to teach remotely. She was a little nervous about the new technology, but she showed up every day with a positive attitude and a determination to learn how to use Google Meets and Canvas to best meet the needs of her students. A few weeks ago, when Mrs. Bailey shared her retirement plans with me, she discussed how difficult a decision this had been for her to make. And the one thing she repeatedly said was, "I just can't imagine not working with kids anymore." Miss Bailey cares about kids. Teaching is her purpose. It's not easy to measure the impact she has made on countless lives after 22 years of service. Mrs. Bailey is humble, never preferring to be in the spotlight, but quietly working behind the scenes to help our school community run smoothly. As lead of our courtesy committee, she has helped prepare for celebrations and condolences, showing her compassion for students and colleagues alike. There will be a hole left in Mrs. Bailey's absence next year, but we wish her happiness as she embarks on this new chapter in her life. Mrs. Bailey, may your greenhouse overflow with lettuce, and may your heart overflow with love as you spend extra time with your mother and your grandbabies. May this new chapter be filled with endless adventures, laughter, and the knowledge that you've made a difference in so many lives. And when you feel like you just can't go another day without working with students, you're always welcome to AES. You can visit, volunteer, substitute. We'll keep you busy every day. Congratulations.
And from Amherst Elementary School, we also have our teacher, Ms. Andrea Sisson, who is not in attendance this evening, but we recognize her. And we move to Central Elementary School. And this evening, we will recognize Ms. Pamela Jungerson, our teacher of the visually impaired. And to present her, we have Joshua Neighbors, and we also have Mr. Ron Profit.
Good evening, everybody. It is my distinct honor to be here tonight to say a few words about Ms. Jefferson. First, I also want to thank all of our retirees for your contributions. It's a great accomplishment. You're able to be here to fulfill a long journey. I just want to take a couple of minutes before Mr. Neighbors comes up to just talk about Pam and her hard work and dedication to Central Elementary School and to Amherst County Public Schools. She's been teaching for 36 years, and she has been an Amherst County's only vision specialist for the last 19 years. She also has experience working with students at Amherst County High School, both middle schools, and mostly all of our elementary schools in the county. She has developed relationships with our families, and she has had a unique opportunity to see students as they progress from the elementary level at preschool all the way to graduation, which is a great accomplishment and a great journey. She's also faced some challenges throughout her career, one of which she mentioned she had to teach Braille over Google Meets during the pandemic, which I don't know how you did that, but that just goes to how amazing you are. And she also, again, continued to live up to that commitment to always be of service to our students and to our community. In my short time, this is my first year here at Amherst and also at Central Elementary School, I've been able to see Ms. Jurgensen close up and in action. And while we didn't probably get to know each other as long as we would have liked, I can say this, that I've seen from her, and it's really impressive. She has a continued passion and dedication and commitment to helping students, and that shines through every day whenever I see her in interaction, whether it's to help us out with whatever needs to be done or working with the student to help them provide the services they need. It's just really amazing what she's able to do and bring to the table. Students love her, our staff love her, and we're definitely going to miss her. And I know she's going to be heading to Texas, where we were joking a minute ago, everything's bigger. But know that while things might be bigger in Texas, the hole you're going to leave behind is definitely big for us. We appreciate you. Thanks so much.
All right, Ron and I could decide who should speak for Pam, so thank you, Mr. Profit, and thank you to all of our honorees here this evening. We are better in Amherst because of the time you have spent with us, and we will do our best to continue the amazing work that you have done for our students. Now, Ms. Jefferson, you might say that Pam and I go back a ways. When I was very, very young, my father and grandfather owned and operated Swenson's restaurant in the plaza in Lynchburg, and one of their undoubtedly best and brightest was none other than Miss Pam Jungerson. In fact, Ms. Jungerson was present for my first birthday party at Swenson's. Probably swiped a piece of my first birthday cake. Yeah, probably did. There you go. So despite that long history with my family, maybe because of it, I don't know, we'll see, Pam decided to stick around when I came over board 6 years ago, and I've been thankful for that every day since. Pam is one of the most compassionate, capable professionals I've ever had the privilege to work with. Will be sorely missed as she moves into this next phase of her life and career. Pam has been a leader in her field across the state. I don't know if everybody knows what a teacher of the visually impaired does. What I can tell you is they are irreplaceable. There simply aren't any of those in the state anymore. So we literally can't replace you even if we actually wanted to, which we don't. So if you decide you want to stick around, that's okay. We're going to welcome out. It's all right. But she's been a vital member of our related services team, the longest standing member of our special education advisory committee, and a dear friend and colleague to many during her years of service in Amherst. It's because of Pam that Amherst is able to truly meet the call of every child every day. Your students need something very different that no one else can provide, and we appreciate what you have done for them. You have made school a safe, happy, and rich experience for those students. They would not have had that without you, and we cannot thank you enough for that. We wish you nothing but the absolute best in your next steps. Please know that the family here will be here for you always. So if you would please join me in honoring Ms. Gunderson for years of dedicated service to Amherst.
We'll have to add that I came in the same year as Pam and had the pleasure to work with you for 13 years in special education and student services, and it was a great honor. So thank you for that.
Thank you. It was an honor.
All right, and from Elin Elementary School this evening, we have Miss Wendy Gordon, Library Media Specialist, presented by Lilia Saunders.
Okay, I have a prepared speech, but I must tell you all that Miss Gordon said that she was going to come up and rock in the rocking chair and that she was going to look like Edith Ann from Saturday Night Live because I was to Lily Tomlin. So go ahead and rock Edith Ann while I do my speech. Good evening, everyone. We're here to gather and celebrate our retirees, and I am privileged to honor someone who has been a cornerstone of our school community, our beloved library media specialist, Miss Wendy Gordon. Miss Gordon has watched students discover the magic of stories, the thrill of new knowledge, and the comfort of a good book. It's been a journey full of unforgettable moments and countless memories, multiple book fairs, sponsoring the Green Team, and plenty of short jokes, just to name a few. As an educator for over 26 years, nearly 15 of those at Elin, Mrs. Gordon has transformed our library into a magical place where stories come to life and knowledge is boundless. Her dedication to fostering the love of reading in our students has been truly remarkable. Her passion has inspired countless young minds to explore, learn, and dream big. Colleagues describe her as a short, sweet, and to the point, feisty lover of the library. Beyond her exceptional work in the library, many of you may not know Mrs. Gordon's passion for animal rescue. Just like the students at Elin, every animal rescued has found a special place in her heart. Helping them find a safe and loving home has been another fulfilling chapter for her. Sorry, I lost my place. Often she modeled her dedication and kindness to animals by sharing stories and encouraging students to recycle or find creative ways to reuse items. Her compassionate heart was mirrored in the walls of our library. Mrs. Gordon, we know you look forward to dedicating more time to your rescue efforts. Please know that the library will continue to be a place of wonder and discovery for future generations. Your impact on our school and community is immeasurable. Your tireless efforts and free spirit have made our library a cherished place for all. As you retire, we know you'll continue to make a difference in the lives of animals and undoubtedly in the hearts of everyone you meet, just as you have at Elin. We're deeply grateful for everything you've done. You leave behind a legacy of curiosity, kindness, and a love for learning that will inspire us all for years to come. Please join me in thanking Mrs. Gordon for her incredible service to Elin Elementary as she soars like an eagle into retirement.
We have several retirees from Madison Heights Elementary School this evening. Our first is Esther Barajikian, presented by Jeremy Hutchinson and Dr. Marvin McGinnis.
So I may have left out a very important piece with Ms. Barajikian that I told her about 5 minutes ago when I shared with her that Dr. McGinnis would be joining us on the stage this evening, and she was, dear Lord. So I'm going to keep it, I have prepared a statement. Good evening. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Madison Heights Elementary, we thank the individuals retiring tonight and wish them success on their new journey and their new adventures. Today marks a poignant moment as we gather to bid farewell to a true pillar of our school community. For over 3 decades, Esther Barajikian has exemplified the essence of teaching with her unwavering dedication, boundless compassion, and profound commitment to nurturing the lives of our students, particularly those with unique learning needs. Esther is a rare blend of care, love, and tireless effort, all dedicated to making each student's journey as rich and rewarding as possible. Her classroom was not just a place of learning, but one of support and understanding for every child who walked through the doors. As Esther embarks on this well-deserved retirement, she's only been counting down for the last few months. Let us take a moment to reflect on the countless lives that she's touched and the enduring legacy that she leaves behind. Though she may be leaving our daily lives, her impact will continue to resonate in our hearts and minds of all who had the privilege of knowing her. Esther, your dedication to our students, your passion for education has left an incredible mark on our school. We thank you for your years of service, your unwavering commitment, and your boundless love. May your retirement be filled with joy, laughter, and a lot of adventure.
My turn. Well, Mrs. Barajikian came to Madison Heights right when we came out of improvement. And she had some tough shoes to fill because the teacher before her had changed things around. And when I hired Mrs. Barajikian, she didn't know that a little birdie came to tell me later that she didn't think I liked her. She didn't think she would get the job. And when that little person asked her why, she said, "We asked all these tough questions, and I think I gave the right answer." But what she didn't know was that little birdie was her daughter, Hope. And Hope told her, "You're gonna love that guy." Because Hope and I worked together when I first started my career in education. So I didn't have any doubt of the caliber of teacher that I was getting. And I always believed, and I will tell you here, there's a reason and purpose for everything, and God is good. Because He has blessed me each and every year with wonderful teachers. And this is one right here. She came in knowing the odds. She lived up to those odds. She bettered those odds. And our students continue to grow, and Madison Heights continues to excel. All because of wonderful teachers like you. But not just wonderful teacher. I consider you, and especially Hope, as friends. So thank you very much for all you've done for Madison Heights and the Amherst County Public Schools and our children. Love right here. Love. I'm getting there.
Our next honoree from Madison Heights Elementary School is Ms. Terry Bumgarner, presented by Jeremy Hutchinson.
While we were eating, Ms. Bumgarner goes, I have to sit in the rocker. I mean, they were both Miss Bereshiki and it was like, I have to go up there, I have to sit there. Yes, there's this whole thing. Like, this is a process, okay? It's a whole thing. I have the privilege to have spent the last 180 days with Ms. Bumgarner. When she moved from Amelon, we moved all the preschool programs from Amelon to Madison Heights and this year, and I consider it a privilege to have worked with you. This evening we come together to honor a remarkable individual who has dedicated over 3 decades of her life to shaping the minds and hearts of our youngest learners. It is with both fondness and a touch of sadness that we bid farewell to one of our most beloved Smart Start, I call him preschool, but Smart Start / preschool teachers, Miss Terry Bumgarner. Terry is the embodiment of love and kindness and compassion. Her heart is dedicated to serving others, and she works tirelessly to create a nurturing environment where our little ones not only thrive, but flourish. With every gentle smile, every comforting hug, every word of encouragement, Ms. Bumgarner has touched the lives of countless students, leaving a mark on them. Her classroom is not merely a place of learning. It is one where children feel welcomed and cherished and valued. Students hang on her every word. She has the quietest line in the whole school, and they're all just like, it's amazing. So Michelle and I are definitely happy about that. Students hang on to her every word, knowing that they are in the presence of someone who genuinely cares about them. As Terry embarks on this new chapter of her life, filled with exciting adventures and well-deserved relaxation, we express our deepest gratitude for her immeasurable contributions to our school community. Thank you, Ms. Bumgarner, for all you've done.
And from our smallest of elementary schools this evening, we have a record number present of retirees. And the first of those is Miss Carrie Fleming, first grade teacher. Mr. Lance Martin, presenting.
Days I may be able to come up here and shoot from the hip like Joey Crawford, but that's not today, so forgive me if I'm reading a little bit. Good evening, everyone. We appreciate you coming out to celebrate all of these amazing educators this evening. This completes year 2 for me at Temperance, and it's been a great ride. I worked hard to get to know the staff, and I feel like I've really gotten to know everyone pretty well. However, I don't think I could possibly know them as well as their colleagues. Ms. Fleming is completing year 5 in grade 1 at TES. She also has 9 years in Amelon and has done countless jobs as a part-time employee all over the county for Amherst. She has a total of 19 years of full-time education. Let me start Ms. Fleming off with a few words from her neighbor right next door, Mrs. Fitzgerald. Carrie, through your years as an educator, you have been a blessing in countless ways to so many. Though we have been friends for many years, I'm forever grateful for your wisdom and guidance as I transition back into the classroom at Temperance Elementary School. You have been a constant encouragement and should be a shoulder to lean on. The lessons you have taught go beyond the classroom and have inspired generations of students. As you embark on a new life chapter with no more papers to grade or lesson plans to write, you may always remember the lives you have touched of your students, family, and colleagues. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to education, and congratulations on your well-deserved retirement. Not sure I can do any better than that, but 2 interactions with Ms. Fleming really stand out to me in my time working with her. First, in my time doing an observation on Mrs. Fleming. Things seemed pretty normal as Ms. Fleming and her students were plugging right along. Out of the blue, one of her students approached Ms. Fleming and wanted to talk about something completely off topic. Without missing a beat, Ms. Fleming asked the student, "Hey, tell me about it at recess." It was such a better move and done with such flawless effort that I sat there spellbound. I, of course, went out to recess to see if the student would remember. Ms. Fleming sat calmly on the bench taking everything in. I had to sit with her and ask her how often she used that strategy. She said many times daily. She said sometimes they remember, sometimes they don't, but it keeps them on task knowing they'll get their chance later. Next was after winter PALS testing, where the numbers projected 10 of her students were going to be ID'd. When I sat down with her to look at the data, she looked at me like I had 3 heads. She happily informed me that I was crazy and no way would 10 of her students ID in the spring. Thankfully, with her expert tutelage, she was right, and less than half of those students actually ID'd in PALS. Ms. Fleming, TES is truly going to miss you, and the first grade classroom will never be the same. I know you are greatly looking forward to your retirement. Just know that if you ever feel the pull to the classroom again, all you have to do is pick up the phone and give us a call.
Our next honoree from Temperance Elementary School is Nancy Jones, Instructional Assistant. Lance Martin, presenter.
So it's a common theme for me to ask somebody in the building that's worked closely with the staff member that's retiring to kind of give me some extra words, so you just get another angle of things. And anybody that knows Mrs. Jones and Mrs. Stennett and the relationship they have would not be surprised when I asked Mrs. Stennett to write a little something. She didn't write a little something, she wrote a lot of something. And it just shows the relationship they had, so I will definitely be reading this whole thing. Thank you for all gathering tonight to celebrate the remarkable career and retirement of our esteemed colleague, Nancy Jones. Nancy began her journey in education as a graduate of Bridgewater College. She soon brought her passion and dedication to the students of Amherst County. Starting as a substitute teacher at Pleasant View Elementary, she quickly demonstrated her commitment and love for teaching, which led her to becoming a cherished teacher/instructional assistant. Over the last 20+ years, Nancy has served our community with unwavering dedication, first at Pleasant View Elementary and then at Temperance. Nancy's contributions to our schools have been nothing short of extraordinary. She has consistently gone above and beyond to support our students, worked tirelessly with small groups to strengthen and extend their learning. She has worked with many reading groups in all grades and has created a love for reading with them. She has pulled groups to assist with intervention, remediation, bridge, and 45-day plans that helped our students at Temperance Elementary reach success. Her dedication doesn't end when the school day does. She has been a vital part of our after-school programs, particularly the streaming team, where her enthusiasm and expertise have enriched the lives of countless students. She was all in to create fossils, aluminum boats, popsicle stick suspension bridges, and make these hands-on experiences not just fun, but meaningful and engaging. One of the many things that set Nancy apart is her exceptional work ethic. She's always on the move, finding ways to help and be helpful and productive. Whether it's assisting a teacher engaging with students or preparing materials, Nancy's hand-on approach and willingness to pitch in wherever she had made her an invaluable part of our school community. Nancy has also mastered numerous teaching strategies over the years, learning from each teacher she worked with. Not only has she applied these strategies to help her students succeed, but she also has generously shared her knowledge with other teachers. There have been numerous times when Nancy has demonstrated, explained, and prepared materials for teachers to teach unfamiliar and new strategies. She has always fostered a collaborative environment where everyone can thrive. She has never been one who's demanded center stage, but tonight she is so deserving. Nancy has been my sidekick for many years, and I don't know what I'll do without her. Nancy, your influence has been profound and far-reaching. You've touched the lives of so many students, helping them grow academically and personally. Your colleagues have been inspired by your dedication, learning from your example, and benefiting from your insights. As you retire, know that your legacy will continue to resonate in our little mountain school. Your hard work, kindness, and passion for education have left an indelible mark on all of us. While we miss your presence, we are excited for you to embark on this new chapter of life, filled with relaxation and new adventures. And just from a personal perspective, a typical day in Temperance, I kind of committed when we all found out what Bridge was going to look like to making sure that teachers never had to worry about printing their own materials for Bridge. And it was not uncommon that 10:28, I look up and Bridge is getting ready to start, and I haven't provided all the paper for the teachers, for the tutors for the day. And I would come flying out of my office, and there would be Mrs. Jones sitting there with the copier, not preparing just the materials for her students, but for all the students at Bridge. It was just the things like that she would see ahead of time that she would do to help the teachers out that just made Temperance run really smoothly. Thank you for it. We'll miss you.
Our next honoree is Ms. Jeanette Mears, Instructional Assistant, Temperance Elementary School.
I know what you're thinking out there. Why is Mr. Martin running all these people off? Dr. Wells hasn't called me in just yet to tell me I'm the reason, so I'm crossing my fingers that I'm not. Mrs. Mears is also a longtime educator with 12 years experience teaching before joining the Amherst County Public team. Since joining Amherst, Ms. Mears has filled many roles with her last 6 years being with Temperance. 2 were as a second grade teacher before transitioning to Mrs. Woodson's right arm as the SPED IA. Speaking of Mrs. Woodson, let's start with a few words from her. Since the beginning of my career in Amherst County Public Schools, I have known Mrs. Mears in multiple capacities. First, at Elin, as a long-term substitute, then my own long-term substitute, a co-teacher at Temperance in 2nd grade, and the past 4 years as the paraprofessional in my special education classroom. Over the years, she was my right hand and was always one step ahead of me, planning, finding resources, and going above and beyond for our students. Mrs. Mears is kind, hardworking, and humble. I'll miss Mrs. Mears as a colleague and most importantly as a close friend. She leaves behind big shoes to fill, and I wish her a happy retirement filled with all the hiking and camping trips. Back to what I was saying about being a principal at Temperance with Mr. Jones. Many things happen over the course of a day, week, month, or even a year without me having the faintest clue. If one was to come by TES on any given day and pass by the car rider entrance, they would always be treated to a very aesthetically pleasing entrance. This doesn't happen randomly, as Mrs. Mears is always keeping her eye out for deals in landscaping. She once told me that when she finds a good deal, she'll pick up a few items for home, and as well as her car rider entrance. In addition to being our resident green thumb, Mrs. Mears is also our resident outdoor guru. Anytime someone has a question about going hiking or what butterflies might need, she's our go-to. What Mrs. Mears brings to TES is certainly a lot more than just making the place look nice. Mrs. Mears does a fantastic job of building close relationships with her students. She does a lot of individual work, and if you happen to fund scores for her students, you will find that all of her extra attention to detail they have has truly paid off. This was a banner year for Mrs. Mears and the students that she works with. 100% of her students either passed their SOL test or showed growth, with some of her students passing their SOL for the very first time. Like Mrs. Mears, like Mrs. Fleming and Mrs. Jones, your retirement is a huge loss for TES, but we hope your days ahead are filled with outdoors, health, and happiness.
For our transportation department, Ms. Peggy Kane is retiring this year. No, she's not with us this evening, but we honor her. And next up, we do have Ms. Nellie Harris, who I believe may be record setting. I need to check into that with her 49 years. Bus driver, Ms. Rhonda Campbell, is the presenter.
Good evening, everyone. I know that Dr. Wells and Mr. Gallagher had spoken about Ms. Nellie's years of service, but on August 1st, 1973, Amherst County Public Schools Transportation welcomed on board Mrs. Nellie Falls Harris, 49 years ago. For 49 years, Ms. Nellie drove our precious cargo to and from school, including my children. How many people can say they've worked one job for 49 years? Miss Nellie not only worked as a dedicated bus driver, she also helped oversee a successful business, which she still does to this day. Her and her family also run a farm, Royal Delight Stables, where she provides horseback riding lessons, breeding of horses, and a huge success with show horses, where her and her daughter took many ribbons and trophies. Without telling our age, I've known Miss Nellie for many years. We met when I was 16 years old, where she and I played for the same softball league, the Renegades, with her daughter. Miss Nellie has also been very active in our community, and I dare to say that you won't run across anyone who doesn't know her or her family. You might even run across people in the community who may remember Miss Nellie as being part of a local band called Rose Country. I did a little bit of research. Many people think driving a bus is so simple. You just get on and drive, no problem. What they don't realize is the day-to-day chaos that can take place. Sometimes the hardest part about driving a bus is just getting the students to stay in their seat, watch their language, and keep their hands to themselves. Some days, maybe even weeks, it seems like that's all you do is trying to redirect them. Trying to teach our little ones that even though the buses have no seatbelts, that does not mean you get up and move around, or asking them to use inside voices. Not to mention the parents or the community members who call and say, I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but. Which brings me to a story about Miss Nellie. As y'all know, many roads in Amherst County are called 2-lane. However, they are extremely narrow. One day I had a community member calling in saying that I needed to talk to Miss Nellie. She either needed to stop and let them by or just move over. Again, this was a very narrow road in the Temperance area. When I called Miss Nellie to talk to her about it, she of course knew right away who it was. She simply stated, I have been driving this route all my adult life. These roads have never changed. He knows what time I travel the area in the mornings and afternoons with our babies. Time to stay off during that time. I called the person back again to explain the best way I could of what Nellie had said. And he immediately started laughing and said, that's our Nellie. Miss Nellie, you've dedicated your entire adult life to being the staple for Amherst County Public Schools transportation, a role model, a teacher, a counselor, and a parent and a grandparent. You have touched so many of our students over your 49 years of service, not to mention their parents. Miss Nellie, thank you. Thank you for all of your years of dedication to our department, our school system, and our community. We are honored to have shared so many years with you, teaching us and molding us to try to fill some shoes, preparing to serve our schools and community as well as you did. We miss you and we love you.
From our maintenance department this evening, we have Ms. Pam Dahl, maintenance secretary. Presenter, Gary Rose.
Good evening. And first of all, like so many before me, I'd like to recognize all the retirees tonight. It's great standing here before you and what you've done for the folks and the kids of Amherst County. You know, I never dreamed I'd be here as when I graduated Amherst in 1983, that I'd be working for the school system in this position. For those who came before us, your positions and others like you, to help shape folks like me, we greatly appreciate it, and it's an honor to stand here for you. So those, when I was a kid in school, it was a challenge, as most of y'all probably know already. But it's, I was grateful for my teachers. They've been great. To come back home and be here, you shaped lives as you all do every day, and greatly appreciate it, no matter what your role is in the school system, whether it's a teacher, administrator, child nutrition, bus driver, even those folks in maintenance. But thank you for what you do. So tonight, what I'd like to do is talk about Miss Pam Dahl. Pam I've worked with her for the last 3 years or so now since I've been in the school system. Pam started the school system in 1984, and through 2001 she worked at the high school as a media and library secretary, transporting TVs and things back up and forth the hallways of VCRs. Back when I was in high school in 1983, she came in 1984. We didn't have smart TVs, projectors, and all the technology like you do today. So folks like Pam bring the technology to the students, to the teachers, by walking up and down the halls with TV carts and media carts and those type of things. So things have greatly changed. Pam left the school system in 2001 after about 17 years of doing that. And then returned back in 2004, where she's been with us since 2004 to today. And she came back in 2004 as a part-time secretary, part-time transportation, part-time in maintenance as well. So she's been over on Union Hill over there since 2004. In 2013, she started full-time as a maintenance secretary in 2013. So she's seen a number of work orders come through the system in the last 36 years or so. So Pam, we're grateful for what you've done for us. I'm very grateful for what you've done for me in the last 3 years. And we wish you the very, very best as you start this next chapter of your life. And thank you so much.
We're going to amend the agenda tonight. You'd like to vote? Yeah, all right. You'd like to say a few words? Disallowed. You don't have security. You don't have security. Wait a minute. I got to get a picture too. No, I'm joking, guys. All right. Thanks, Rob.
All right, so graduates, you can move your telephone up. That's Friday. So anyway, I do want to say thank you one more time to all you amazing educators who have dedicated your lives to making a difference in our children, our students, and in your community. So thank you very much. If I could ask before we move on to the next, we all stand up and give one more round of applause to all of our amazing retirees. Now I'll turn things over to Mr. Chris Terry, our board chair, for closing comments.
Thank you, everyone. Unlike most, I don't write things down. Gets me in trouble a lot of times, but I like to just shoot from the hip. If I did write a speech down, I'd probably end up sounding a lot like Dr. Wells. I have to throw it away anyhow. So, I'm sitting here listening to all the speakers talk about our retirees. And teachers always like to say, the students that they impacted, that's why they got into the job. But you impact more than just your students, because you impact those teachers, those co-workers, and that they impact others, and they impact others. I call that a legacy. So you established a legacy while you were at Amherst County. Very few of you started your career going, day one, I'm going to do this for 20 years, 30 years, 49 years. But one day led to another and another, and it's a year has gone by. We were just talking about how fast the school year went by. Each year seems to go by that much faster. Thank you for enduring the time that you've endured with the schools. Our kids are so much better because of you. And our teachers who remain behind you are so much better because of it. So just because you're retiring, you can still inspire students. You can still inspire other teachers, staff. You can inspire me. So on behalf of Amherst County Public Schools and the school board, I'd like to thank you for all that you've done. Congratulations. And with that, we're done? Yes. Thank you.